I will never forget the day we visited a Bosnian refugee family in their dingy Baton Rouge apartment. Nor will I ever forget the warmth and compassion with which they offered us whatever little bit they could. 3 bananas, some milk, and candy. From then on, instead of gifts for our birthdays, my brother and I asked our friends to bring canned goods for the local food bank. By the age 10, we were both active volunteers at the East Alabama Food Bank. As young 4-H'ers, we championed the war on hunger in our local 4-H club. The idea caught on, and club members regularly volunteered at the food bank, hosted food drives, and even a hunger banquet. I now serve as the president of the Committee of 19, the War on Hunger Initiative at Auburn University and the flagship organization of the university's Fighting World Hunger Initiative, and as the vice president of the Campus Kitchens Project at Auburn University. In order to engage students, administrators, and policymakers, we have hosted a refugee camp, hunger banquets, food drives, and hunger marches spanning 63 miles to our state capital to lobby legislators to help the hungry poor in Alabama. To make an immediate impact on our local community, we also coordinate a mobile food pantry and the recycling of unused food from campus dining venues into individual balanced meals for the hungry in our community. In May 2001, I interned with the United Nations World Food Program in Cairo, Egypt. WFP had developed an innovative way to fortify rice with vitamins A, B, and zinc. My job was to take their rice fortification program national. A 2-year pilot program proved a huge success, reducing physical stunting in children by over 50% and vitamin deficiency-related illnesses, including blindness, by 63%. Growing up, I knew I wanted to be a doctor and help alleviate our world's greatest health and educational challenges. Building on my interest in health and hunger issues, I interned at a research hospital in Bangladesh last summer. There, contrary to popular belief, I learned that malnutrition, not famine, is a leading cause of hunger. Every day, I watched children die because they were too malnourished for medicine to work. It's one thing to see starving children on CNN, but quite another to see them in real life. My vision for a world without hunger is a world where every child has an equal chance at life, where colds don't become life-threatening, and where medication doesn't become ineffective in the face of malnutrition. A world without hunger will take more than just handing out meals. It requires a multi-pronged approach addressing systemic causes of food insecurity. Hunger isn't caused by a single action, and it cannot be undone by a single reaction. Our strongest weapon against hunger is education. When people know better, they do better. Whether it's universal primary education, maternal training, or after-school programming, education empowers individuals to rise above their impoverished surroundings, thereby alleviating poverty and hunger. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, given basic technology and a fair access to global markets, small farmers in South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa can double or even triple their yields over the next 20 years. This translates to over 400 million people lifting themselves out of poverty. A world without hunger requires political change, establishing national systems that create safety nets and economic opportunity for the hungry poor. Stable governments and infrastructures that allow nations to build themselves out of poverty, rather than simply living off aid, must be established and regulated. Acute malnutrition affects nearly 55 million children worldwide and results in some 3.5 million child deaths every year. This tragic loss of life is predictable, preventable, and treatable by easily and inexpensively fortifying staple foods. Finally, we need a paradigm shift in our own view of hunger. Hunger is not a third world issue. It is neither static nor is it distant. As we deal with obesity, diabetes, and other diet-related health conditions, it is imperative that affluent societies like our own adopt sustainable lifestyles, reducing overconsumption and wastage. As an aspiring doctor, I believe that health and hunger go hand in hand, and that the end to hunger is at our fingertips. As students and future leaders, we must come together to solve this problem in our lifetime. Together, we can be the ripple that starts a wave.